I did forget to mention something. I had another segment of the video I was gonna hit on, but I didn't. I didn't get to it, so I'm uploading now. This isn't exactly a part two. You can you can listen to these individually, but I do encourage you to listen to my other sermon of overcoming a depressive demon. It feels along with it very nicely. But whenever something like this comes up, like a shooting at a goal, which does unfortunately happen too often. But whenever something like this comes up, this debate always raises its head. Oh, it's the gun, it's the gun. It's they kill people, it's the guns. Now I'm not gonna pretend to be a gun expert because I'm not. You have to talk to my cousin and my uncle for that, but yeah, this argument all comes up, and the most disgusting part about it is, well, they don't, the liberals, the lefters, the leftoids, whatever you want to call them, they don't seem to really care about, they don't seem to really care about the fact that people died. They just want to use that as leverage to say this happened, so see, guns are bad. Guns are terrible. Even though that can't be far enough from the truth. Because guns don't kill people. This ideology, any ideology outside the gospel, like I said about the trans ideology and stuff, the selfishness of people. I mean, that's what ultimately kills other people. Because you look at the past, well, there was violence far before guns came into the picture. I mean, because people disrupted the status quo, yeah. Jesus did, the most famous example you can think of. Or other things happened that people got executed and killed for. But it is an interesting question since they just want to focus on, oh, the gun, they kill people, we should ban guns. Well, first off, you need to ask yourself, okay, why is they so dead set on banning guns? And far be it from me to theorize, but you should keep in mind and ask yourself when this happened, okay, why is they so dead set on banning guns? Why is they so dead set on keeping the common person from defending himself? Which, it's interesting. I wouldn't say a lot of people don't know this, but most of the common person doesn't know this. The Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, it was actually intended for the common people. It was actually intended for the common people if the government got too much power and the government got too tyrannical, then we could overthrow them. Which makes a lot of sense when you realize that the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, was written after the Revolutionary War, after the secession from the British Crown. But yeah, that is an interesting question to ponder, because also the rumor going around is this goal thought up the goal actually, and they wouldn't have anything to say to this fact, they'd probably just move on, but the goal thought up the goal had another target in mind, but that target was too heavy armed, so they switched. You know, some years back, a motion was on the table to put armed guards in the schools, and Democrats vetoed it. So, who cares more about guns than children's safety, which is an argument you always hear from them. Oh, I wish we lived in a country that cared more about their children than guns. Well, it seems to me, judging off that point, that the Democrats, the liberals, the employees, whatever have you, they cared more about guns, and they do care more about guns than children's safety. And again, you should ask yourself, why? Why are they so dead set on disarming you and disrespecting the Constitution, disrespecting the Second Amendment? Because they're going to have guns. The people in power, the president, the people in Congress, they're going to have guns, they're going to have security, but you won't. Which makes it all the easier for them to come to town whenever you want. We saw it with COVID. I mean, that makes it all the easier for them to knock you down and make you do whatever they want, make you succumb to fear. Guys, that's just all I wanted. That's just all I want to say more. Davidian, questions, especially if they're not being asked. Especially if the obvious isn't being asked. Guys, like I say, check out my other message, Overcoming the Depressive Demon. I think overcoming the depressive demon, that feels into this very well, but you don't have to listen to these back to back. This isn't really a part 2 or anything, just something I forgot to mention that I thought I would. Guys, have a good day, and I don't know if I'll see you Monday, but I'll see you when I see you, dude.